This is a podcast, not a news broadcast. We will report situations that are currently out and available for public access. No one on this platform is claiming to be a journalist. We are a group of individuals giving our opinion. Enjoy the show.
She knows it.
Oh, man.
Homesick Podcast.
I want to be where they're
This
at.
is Homesick Podcast.
Yes, it is. You want to be where who's at?
The people cheering. Sounds like a fun time.
Yes, it does, I guess. I want to touch on some stuff before we jump into the... Actually, no, let me get the intro in and then I'll touch on some stuff.
Do that.
Welcome to Homesick Podcast. I'm Miz.
And I'm Liz.
And like I was saying, there's some things I want to touch on before we get into the episode. The first thing I want to touch on was I wanted to give a nice shout out to all the people that has been recently subscribing. We've been getting some more subscribers, so I want to thank everybody for subscribing and giving us a chance. I also want to say get well for my boy Gonzo. He was in the hospital Saturday and Sunday. He was discharged, Sunday night. So I want to wish a get well for Gonzo.
Hope you're feeling better.
Next thing, there was a saying that people think that I'm angry in the videos.
I know the feedback we've been getting. You look like a jerk.
So what I want to explain is, this is my face.
He's really not a jerk.
I'm not mad. This is just pretty much if I look like I'm upset, that means I'm thinking. I'm not upset. There's nothing to be upset about. I enjoy doing this with my wife. We're having a great time. So I just want to, eventually the more you tune in, the more you will understand my behavior and the type of person I am. This is just how I look. I get it from my father. Can't help it. All right. That was all I want to touch on.
Yes. Well, since you were thanking people, the subscribers, the followers we have on like TikTok and YouTube and all them, they're really consistent, like liking and supporting us. So that's a big thing too. Thank you for all of that.
Appreciate it. Much love. All right. So starting off, we're going to get into our normal top of the show question. And the question is, are you flattered by jealousy in a relationship?
No, I'm not.
You're not?
No.
So you're not. So if you got a boyfriend that doesn't like you talking to another man and he gets mad and gets all like buff up chest and wants to intervene and say shit, that doesn't like make you be like, oh, my man care.
No, if anything, that's more of a red flag to me.
Yeah?
Like you're coming off psycho. I don't know. I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
Well, you know I gotta be devil's advocate.
Yeah, I know.
So whatever you say, I gotta look at the opposite version.
Yeah.
So how I look at it is, I would believe that there's some men for the male side. So like a woman that's possessive because of the jealousy. She doesn't want her man going out. She doesn't want. Some men find that as like, that's how you confirm, or women, that's how you like me.
Right. That's the healthy relationship.
Yeah. So in those cases, some people would say, yes, they like a jealous person because they feel, all right, the more jealous you are, the more attention you're going to give me. That shows that you're into me more than somebody else.
Yeah, but that's really psycho.
No, that means both of y'all are psycho.
Yes.
That means you found your match. So I don't think it's a plus in the thing because, like you said, it's a red flag. It's definitely something bad. Something is underlying wrong there. But there is some cases where people do look at that as a flattery. Like, oh, shit, my man or my girl, she don't like no other girl or no other guy, or he don't like no other, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, I'll joke around with you a lot. Like, you ever see you see the reels because I send them to you, but you ever see the reels where it's like how I talk to women when my girl's not around and it's like they're shutting the door in girls' faces and stuff. Like, I'll joke around like that if I'm on the phone with you and you're in like whatever, any store, and I'm like, you were a little too nice. But like, I'm just joking.
Right.
But I think that's really, like, some people really are like that.
Genuinely, yes.
Yeah, I don't
agree.
like that. No.
Okay, so
it would be more of a turnoff to me if you were like that.
I was a jealous person.
Yeah.
I kind of am, in a sense.
Sometimes, because you'll make dumb comments, and I'm like, oh, God, it just makes me cringe.
But isn't that...
You'll be like, oh...
reassuring, in a sense? Not going back to what I was saying, that means that it's an unhealthy relationship, but in the sense of a here and there.
It's not reassuring to me. Like, you'll make little comments like, because I'm home, I work from home, I'm home all the time, and you'll be like, oh, so if we have like the air conditioner, we had that work done. You're like, oh, so what'd you do with the guys? I'm like, what? Like,
That's just little bullshit
I know,
jokes.
but it's like
I'm not
those
serious
things,
about that
like,
shit, no.
God, it drives me crazy.
No, I'm not serious. No. But what about you? I step into Wawa.
That's what I just said.
What is the other? What was the? Oh, I went to
around.
Pancheros.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
no. What got me was the Starbucks, and the girl made you a drink that wasn't even on the menu, and I was like, I never got that
Yeah,
treatment.
because she was looking out for me. She wanted to make sure that I got the right
listen,
drink.
she don't need to look out for my man.
Yeah. All right, to sum it all up, it's cuckoo, batshit crazy if someone is
It is.
flattered by jealousy.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean they love you more. It just means that they're possessive, and you're gonna end up having a problem down the road.
Yes.
All right.
Sounds like a restraining order in the works.
100%.
Yeah.
All right, next thing we have here is talk of the town.
Yes. Now listen, I'm not disappointed with this one because this one I thought was really crazy.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so authorities in Utah have arrested a registered nurse accused of manipulating a patient into believing she had terminal cancer before fatally injecting her with insulin to claim a $1.5 million life insurance payout. Per Fox 13 News, Megan Randall Sunwall was taken into custody on Thursday following an investigation into the death of a 38-year-old Casey Lynn Terry. In August of 2024, police responded to a distress call at a Highland, Utah residence where they found Terry unresponsive. Her uncle, Mark Farnsworth, had made the call, describing how she appeared to be drowning while unconscious. Inside the home, officers found Sunwall alone with Terry. She claimed Terry had been terminally ill for years. She signed a do not resuscitate order and did not want medical intervention. However, paramedics discovered a diabetic needle at the scene, raising suspicions, especially since Terry was not diabetic. Tests later revealed her blood sugar level was critically low. At the hospital, doctors treated Terry found no evidence of cancer, contradicting Sunwall's claims. An autopsy later confirmed that Terry had never been diagnosed with a terminal illness. She was declared brain dead on August 15th. Investigators uncovered a disturbing history of messages between Sunwall and Terry spanning several years. Text exchanges suggested that Sunwall had repeatedly encouraged Terry's death, even offering assistance. After Terry's passing, Sunwall allegedly deleted hundreds of messages and searched for details related to her life insurance policy. Sunwall was charged with first-degree aggravated murder and obstruction of justice. She remains in custody without bail as the investigation continues. Isn't that crazy?
She was, what was she?
She was a nurse in the hospital at the first. That's how she came to meet her.
Mm-hmm.
And then wound up convincing her that she had a terminal cancer.
A nurse convinced a patient that she had cancer.
Yeah, and this was going on for years.
Mm-hmm.
And then she gave her the fatal injection of insulin.
And she had them write them into the life insurance?
That's where I'm confused on because I guess she was trying to get the life insurance payout, but wouldn't it still go to her family?
I'm not sure how that works.
She was trying to collect it. Well, normally you have
I would think that means that she wrote, that means she had it changed.
Yeah.
Or something written in claiming that she's a beneficiary.
It's just sad. The lady was only 38. She had her sign a do not resuscitate. Mm-hmm. So regardless, they would have done no rescue. Yeah,
she would have died. She covered her tracks on that in a sense. There was no proof of showing that she had anything to do with it.
Right.
Yeah.
And this poor woman died thinking she was
that'll be a Hulu series soon.
Bound to die, and was not at all. She was fine.
Yeah. That's fucked up. And I didn't, like, just joking and saying a Hulu series, but I didn't even know shit like that really exists. Like, you see that as, like, a documentary or even a movie or some shit like that. I didn't know people was really out there going above and beyond trying to do some shit like that. That's fucked up.
Yeah.
Truly fucked up.
Yes.
But they got her ass, though, so she going away.
Yeah.
Good. So, rest in peace to the 38-year-old.
Yes.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
It is very, but I guess she didn't really have much family besides her uncle.
Right.
Because that's crazy.
So I guess legally they could figure out the whole life insurance thing.
Oh, yeah. She's not getting it for sure.
I would hope not.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Condolences.
Yeah.
All right. Moving on to entertainment news. George Foreman has passed away, so I want to give a huge shout out to his family and a rest in peace to George Foreman.
Yes.
What I noticed, even when I heard about his death, I don't think too much people know his background.
Yeah, you were telling me a little
Like
bit
a lot of
about
people
it.
just know him for the grill,
That's what I knew him for.
which was a big deal. That was in every household. He was on every infomercial he was doing. But there's some things that I want to run off and, just for who may not know. So
Mhm.
George Foreman passed away at the age of 76. His family announced the news on Instagram. He was a 2-time heavyweight champion, made a name for himself in 1968 at the Summer Olympics in Mexico City, where he won a gold medal. In 1973, with him already going pro at the time, he defeated an undefeated heavyweight champion, Joe Frazier, giving him the first title. He later fought Ali in 1974 in the most memorable boxing match ever, the Rumble in the Jungle. They touched on that in the Ali movie with Will Smith. He did wind up losing, but in the 8th round, TKO, but became friends with Ali years later. He retired in 1977 as an ordained minister.
Wow, I didn't know that.
So rest in peace to George Foreman and his
So
family.
young.
Condolences.
76, you said.
76, yeah.
That's so sad. That's young.
Okay, further, remember last episode we touched on Johnathon Majors and his situation? Well, he
Yeah.
stayed in the news, so I gotta talk about it.
Mhm.
So Johnathon Major is still in the news after the unpacking of his trauma as a child. Audio has supposedly been released of him admitting to the assault against ex-girlfriend Grace. He also celebrates his now marriage to Megan Good and states his mother married the two. His mother married him in California.
I bet she did.
He has his new film, Magazine Dreams, which was shelved, is now being released March 21st. In this film, Major plays Killian Maddock, whose goal is to be the world's best bodybuilder. So that's his film coming out soon. I think it won awards at the Sundance Festival.
Okay.
I watched his interview on The Breakfast Club.
Mm-hmm.
He's been everywhere since the last time I reported. He's been on Sherry. He's been on different talk shows, and he's been talking about his stuff. Now, I don't want to say, like I said last episode, I don't want to say like none of this shit he's saying is cool, but it's just, he's doing the most now to try to get back into Hollywood's good graces. It's pretty much what he even wrote a letter to Kevin Feige on Marvel. Yeah. But he didn't indicate what he wrote in the letter.
Yeah.
And Feige hasn't even response back.
Yeah.
But I'm just blown away by the steps and the acts that he's taken just to get to, I guess, where he felt he was once before. Mm-hmm. I did read something where Michael B. Jordan did claim that he also wants to do another Creed with him. So he has, I guess that's a possible opportunity for him to get back into the great. But with everything forgotten, that's normally how Hollywood works. Yeah. Normally, to say, in the sense of white actors who do the drunk driving, who do the wild drugs binge and stuff like that, they take a little hiatus and then they come back. Like Robert Downey, he did touch on that. Robert Downey Jr. definitely had a comeback story. Marvel changed his whole life from his previous situation. Quick question though, did any of their situations involve domestic violence? I believe one of the actors did. Don't quote me on it, but I do remember hearing that one of the members on the Avengers, I want to say the guy that plays Hawkeye, did have a domestic issue. Oh, okay. I could be wrong, so please check me if I'm wrong. So yes, there's been situations where other people have different court situations. So yeah, there has been cases of that. I'm not saying he deserves it. I'm not saying he doesn't deserve to be back in the ring. What I'm pretty much saying is that I don't like the steps he's going at. Why I say that is you're just constantly kind of put yourself in front of a camera to try to get people to buy a story. If you think about it, that's really what he has to do. I don't think you have to do that. Well, pretty much the more people see you, the more eventually it'll go away. I look at it different. I'm not agreeing at all because I personally, I don't. And being with the situation he's accused of being in, like as a woman, I can't like him just because of the situation. Granted, at one point we didn't kind of think maybe it could have been true, could have not have been true, but then the audio just came out and he definitely said, pretty much you made me do that. Right. So you're confirming you did that. I'm not justifying.
It's just messed up. And I hope he has learned from that. And I hope going forward with Megan Good, he'll be better and not be in this situation again. And then maybe, eventually I think everyone will come around to it.
I look
it's
at
just
it
unfortunate.
like back to what I was saying with the being in the camera constantly. I think sometimes you just need to take a sit back and live your life. Do these things you are doing currently and let your work speak for itself. The trying to sell the world on you, I think, is more of a lame way of going about it. Because just like I referred to Robert Downey Jr., he did all those things. He didn't ask for anyone's forgiveness. He took his time off. He fell back. Granted, it kind of makes it seem like he was blackballed for a time, but he found his way back in due to a friend recommending him for the role. So those chances was laid out for him. And you see, he didn't blow his opportunity this time around. So what I'm saying is he's doing all of this. He still has lingering shit because if you got audio popping up now from look, how long ago was that whole case?
I know, but that's what Charlamagne even said in that interview. He was like, someone's out for you. Because it's like constant, something comes out.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. Like keep low.
Yeah.
You wouldn't got to worry about nothing coming. If you got married to Megan, congrats. You got this movie coming out. Let things just happen. Let it flow. You don't have to be in front of a camera and saying, hey, look at my movie. Hey, look at me. We just got married. Hey, this happened to me when I was a child.
Maybe.
You don't have to do that.
Maybe on the flip side of that, maybe because he did get married, Megan's still doing her stuff, making money. Maybe he feels a way as a man that he's not doing anything. Maybe
I could get that as a man, you feel like you're not providing. I understand all of that. But this is not a regular, I'm getting a 9-to-5 job situation. You're in the public eye. You're supposedly be an actor, a world famous actor. It's not the same as like if I become unemployed, God forbid, and then you have to pick up financially. I don't look at it as the same thing. He was on the rise of being something great. They made him a heartthrob, despise how some other people may look at it. He was that. He was moving. He was in Marvel. That alone, that puts you on a whole nother level. You know what I mean? So now you got signed for multiple movies. You're going to be in a countless scenes, stuff like that. You did the TV shows, the movies. He was projected to do greatness. This act showed his past. See, everyone has a past. So obviously his past came and bit him in his ass. So he played like he wasn't like that when he came into the public eye. Granted, now you're not supposed to let everybody know your dirt, but he came in humble, grateful, all this other stuff, and all this stuff came out. So now with that being out, I just don't see that you need to go out your way now and try to clean it all up. It happened. Let time heals. Then you come back. You don't have to be in it. Yes, I feel like you're selling yourself. And I don't feel you should have to sell yourself to get back into line. I think your work should speak for itself. If you do an undeniable great movie like Will Smith, he's still trying to come back. I'm seeing this motherfucker with TikTokers. I'm seeing this motherfucker with fucking YouTubers. He's everywhere. He's doing the most.
The Fresh Prince cast.
And you're Will Smith.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. Like when it makes me, I can speak for me and maybe there are other people that feel like that. It just makes me dislike you more when I keep seeing you. I don't look at it as, all right, yeah, I like you more now because I'm seeing a different side of you. No. I feel like somebody's trying to play me. Like you're trying to get me to like you. You're trying to get me to believe that what you did wasn't wrong and all this type of shit. Like, you know what I mean? That's how I look at it. And that's why I'm just saying I would suggest that he falls back and just chill. Enjoy your marriage. Hopefully this movie does good in the box office. And we go from there. Let your work speak for itself.
I get it.
Further in entertainment news, Kanye's back on his rant and shit.
I'm over Kanye.
Yeah, but he did some shit I didn't even think he was ballsy enough to do. So Kanye goes on a whole new rant, and it's against Beyonce and Jay-Z's kids.
Yeah, he
I don't want to go and say what he actually said, but I'm going to word it as he touches on their mental capacity. He speaks on that about the children.
Disabilities, that's what he speaks
Right.
on.
Okay, then with that, he also goes on and suggests that that's the reason why you don't see him in the public eye just as much as you see Blue Ivy. He also fires at Kim and her family and more Nazi shit, obviously. The comments on the kids is what got me especially, but him talking about kids, I can't get with.
Listen, I just got chills when you were describing all of that.
Right.
Just because as a mom, the amount of like the passion that
Mhm.
like I will go to war if someone
Right.
says something about my kids. He crossed so many lines
Mhm.
that this is what I don't understand. We were just talking about Wendy Williams. She's in a conservatorship.
Mhm.
Why isn't Kanye in a conservatorship? Why isn't anyone coming into for that? Because that's absolutely absurd. He's out of control at this point. Like, that's crazy to me.
Mhm.
He's offending so many people, and now you're going to kids. Like, you
Well,
need help.
the grandparents kind of touch on that. Each Tina Knowles fired back with a cryptic video declaring, "No weapon formed against me or my family shall prosper." She
Yeah.
said that to Kanye. Matthew Knowles also makes it clear that his antics won't fly forever, and it's a matter of time before it costs him dearly. He also touches on Kanye's mental health, claims he hopes he gets the help he needs.
He
So that
needs
touches
help.
back on that. Yes,
He definitely, there's no ifs, ands, or buts. He definitely has something mentally going
he's
on with him.
definitely fucking
He's
off, and
crying out for
and
help because
everybody's just looking at it as some type of
he's
joke or some
purposely
shit.
trying to mess with people. Like, his list of top 10 rappers.
Mhm.
He just
He purposely left out Kendrick because he's trying to
not
start
even
some
that.
nonsense.
He's just doing that to get, like, now he's going after Jay-Z and Beyonce. He's going after everyone because he wants someone to go back and forth with him.
Correct.
That's crazy. And then he's even making comments. Jay-Z's probably looking for me right now to kill me. Like, what? Like, if someone should really check him in somewhere, put him on some type of hold.
No, but to touch back on what you said with the whole guardianship,
Wendy's not even doing all that,
right?
and she got a conservatorship, and she's on pretty much damn near jail. She's
Yeah.
on lockdown.
Yeah,
It's not fair.
So I don't understand.
Why is
but
it?
I don't even
Because
know how you get in
even-
that. Does the state suggest it? Like, how does that even go about?
The bank suggested for Wendy Williams because her son was apparently allegedly spending her money, and they thought she didn't have any control over it. So that's apparently what they did. Britney Spears, she was in a conservatorship. Why is it in the public eye? All we're seeing is women on them.
Mm-hmm.
He needs to be on something.
I agree with you 100%.
Even down to his kids. He's got.
He seems unfit. Yeah.
Even down to his kids. I seen he tried to put North on a track with Diddy.
Yeah.
That's like, you're putting your daughter, regardless if Diddy did it or didn't do it.
Diddy didn't do it.
Your daughter shouldn't be caught up in the nonsense. Like, that's not fair. And then on top of it, as a mom, Kim's got to deal with the backlash if anything comes from that.
Correct.
Good or bad, Kim's dealing with it. That's not fair. Like, I just think he's off the hinges.
He's off his fucking meds. If
Yeah.
he's taking them, I agree. Yeah, I would. I agree. I didn't look at it like that. That all the women are hit with that situation, and he's been running around rampant, just doing all
Yes,
type
and then
of
on
crazy
top
shit.
of it, he's talking about the KKK Kardashians. Like, that is still your kid's family. Like, that's so fucked up. You slept with her. You mingled with the family. Like, you're fucked up. Like, it makes you look bad, not them. Like, I'm so over Kanye. I'm so over hearing about him. I'm just disgusted.
Mm.
Sorry, I'm going on my own rant over here.
No, it's the whole point of it is to have a conversation on it. And finally, we have Alicia Keys and Swiss Beats claimed what keeps their marriage strong is never arguing.
That's
Bullshit.
great. Yeah, I agree. Unless they just talk and don't yell. I don't know.
I guess their whole perception on arguing could be different than everyone else's. I look at arguing as I'm saying what I have to say with a passion. You see what you have to say with a passion, and sometimes mean things may come out or unnice things may come out of it, and it gets resolved.
I don't like the mean things and all that. That's one thing I wish our arguments would just be simple.
Yeah, but I don't know.
Maybe that's what they're thinking.
I've never met anyone that says they argue nicely.
I know. But I just think we've been married so long, it
Mhm.
shouldn't even be like crazy anymore. They've been married, how long?
This is 15 years. They just celebrated 15 years married. We've
See,
been married 16.
That's good. I think
Do you want to?
I think we should be at that point. It should just be a communication at this point. Talking. There's no need to yell. I have no energy to yell ever.
I agree. Yelling is exhausting.
Yeah.
But for them to say they don't argue at all.
Well, that I think is wild because I don't want a yes man. I want you to challenge me and if you don't agree with something, say that.
Right.
Like there's no way they agree on every single thing.
That's AKA saying that you saying without saying you got a perfect marriage.
Yeah. I don't think there's ever a perfect marriage.
They're going to have to explain this in more detail for me to really understand what that means. But they don't argue. And I guess we're pieces of shit because we do.
That's good for them.
Well, it's disagreements.
Yeah.
And I guess that's considered an argument, but who the fuck agrees with everything that somebody else says? You have an opinion I may not agree with. I have an opinion you may not agree with. Is that technically an argument or just we having differences?
Well, it's an argument, I feel, if you raise your voice and start going, like, kind of off track, I guess.
Okay. I can speak for myself. And when it comes to arguing, I speak loudly, yes, but it's, like I said, I'm speaking with a passion. When I really feel something or I'm like, mean it and it touches me, yes, I talk with aggression and it comes off like I'm yelling, like I'm really mad, I want to flip out and shit like that. But that's just passion behind it. And it's from, I guess, my West Indian side, being a New Yorker, that's just how we carry ourselves. Everything we say is with passion.
But you just categorize yourself as a whole.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying because it's not
like that.
We all talk like everyone that I grew up with talks the way I talk.
See, now I am completely opposite. I don't give him that back. I don't yell back. I'm more like, it's not that big of a deal. Like, whatever. And that makes you mad. Like, you get angry because you're like.
Because I want to feel your passion. I want to feel your back and forth.
But that's the thing. Like, my passion is talking to you. Simple. I don't feel I have to yell, lose my voice for you to be like, she does want this like I do. Like, no, that's not
well,
me.
I agree with you. I don't believe that it should be a yelling match. But also in the same breath, with how I'm talking, you don't have to take it as like I'm being aggressive. As just how I speak.
I know, but maybe you can challenge yourself to try a different approach. Instead of being like, well, I'm from New York, this is what I do, this is how I talk, this is how I yell. Try a different approach.
Well, ain't you basically saying I'm from New Jersey, we're calm, we're collective, we don't argue?
Listen, Jersey is not calm. Most people here are crazy. But I just feel like we've been married so long. Like, I know things about you. I feel like it should be the same. Like, you should at this point know I'm not going to give you that back and forth that you're looking for.
Oh, believe me, I know.
That's what I'm saying. But why are you still not accepting that? To you, it's still
a level of ignorance.
That's what I'm, like. That's my point. It's still an issue.
I'm not sitting here saying I'm perfect. I have flaws.
Understand, but
I know that, and I know my anger is my biggest flaw, and it follows me with everything, even how I feel about day-to-day shit.
Yeah, it
comes from a personal place for me. Like the way I drive, it could come off aggressive to somebody. You know what I mean? But I it's a characteristic of me that I'm not saying I'm proud of. But I've been this way for so long. So it's like I'm trying to go another narrative, but it is not going to be overnight and it's not easy.
I know that, but you're kind of like high strung in a sense. And it's not good health wise, in my opinion. I think your blood pressure is going to probably high at those moments. Who knows if it'll like go to like heart attack or something. Like it's not worth it. Everything can be calmly talked about. There's no need to get so like enraged. Even like you said, driving. I've definitely heard you on the phone.
Yeah.
When you're freaking out on someone, like it's never that serious. Okay. In my opinion.
Don't you kind of think that whole approach to somebody like me is like a condescending thing? Like you're kind of coming off now like you got it all figured out and I'm batshit crazy. No,
I'm more coming from a place of like I don't want anything to happen to you as far as that goes. Like I want you to not be so stressed out. Like I feel like because to be at that level all the time, That
Ready to
can't
go.
be. Yes, that's exhausting in itself.
It is.
So you're like ready to go at the moment something happens. Like me, I'm not like that. It takes
you're
a little
carefree.
bit. It takes a lot to get me mad.
And it just takes nothing for me to
I
get
know,
upset.
and that's not good because then you're always ready to go, and I'm exhausted for you most of the time. Yeah, I'm not trying to be condescending. I'm just looking out for you.
I get it.
I just want you to relax. Like life shouldn't be that complicated. I don't know. Like look at all the people around us. Like we hear different stories about things happening. Like that's I guess what changed my perspective because I guess back when we first met, I would give you what you're looking for. I guess as far as arguing, but like I don't know. There's bigger things out there, and I'm just grateful for every day and what we got going on.
Well put.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't mean to come off away.
And I'll start checking my shit. It's gonna be hard, but I can still point it at strangers. All right, I can.
No, I don't want you to do anything. Listen, the world is a crazy place.
Yeah.
And that is my biggest fear. Like road rage and all that. Like Philly, I watch the news all the time. There's always like shootings on the boulevard and it's crazy. Or not the boulevard, 95.
Yeah.
It just makes no sense. Like it's not that serious. Yes, granted, you're pissed off in the moment, like you just cut me off or whatever. Like it's not that. It's never worth your life. Yeah, I don't.
You're right. I'm pretty sure my mom would agree with you too.
Yeah, well, that's good. I hope so.
No,
I do genuinely look out for him, Grace.
All right. Finishing up our entertainment news now, my favorite part of the show. This is probably why I like it so much because I get to say my stuff that aggravates me. Sick of this shit. I'm not sure if you want to go first.
I was debating between two today, but I think the one that probably gets me the most is construction at like the most random ass times. For instance, I went out Friday night and I'm driving home and it was like 8:00. It was not late. And the highway was down to one lane. Why? It's a Friday night at 8:00. What are you doing? It just makes no sense. Saturday night, they did the same thing. I understand you got to do it odd hours, but on a Friday and Saturday, it shouldn't take place. Monday, those hours you probably would be good because most people have work the next day, whatever. Friday and Saturday night are known for people to go out.
What I do know from the whole construction thing, because kind of falls in what I do, is the time frames and the permits you could get to work on the road. It's normally weird. States roads and stuff like that, they won't allow you to work on it during the day for some weird fucking reason. Well, it's either a nighttime job or a weekend job.
All right. I understand the daytime thing because there is traffic to and from work. You don't want to mess up anyone's job. I understand that part. But it should be between like 2 and 5. Like you should get like a little... Even Sundays.
You mean they should just take a break around those like rush hour work when work is getting out?
No, I mean 2 in the morning. Like
okay.
Or 1 in the morning. Start at 1 in the morning till like 6 in the morning. You got a solid couple hours there. Sundays, do it Sundays. That's usually people just going out shopping. You're not really pissing them off that much. I just can't get with it on Friday and Saturday nights. That's crazy.
Oh yeah, Friday. You want to tell our people what you went on and did? You had a...
Well, Friday, I had a girls' day. Me and the girls went shopping, and they each brought some friends.
Okay. And
that was a fun night. And then,
you had a busy weekend.
Then Saturday, our son had a track meet, and it was a breakfast, and I don't know what I was thinking because I'm not a morning person, but I signed up to help with the food and all of that. So that was my morning, and then... afternoon. Oh, I went to bingo.
Yeah, that's what I was waiting for.
My old lady habits.
I don't know if it's an old lady thing because you said a lot of young people was there.
Well, it's only because it's for the kids,
It's for
the middle
charity.
school fundraiser.
Oh, it's a fundraiser.
Yeah,
okay.
But no kids are allowed. But
okay,
it is definitely my guilty pleasure. Like I am full on. I love me a bingo, and I know I'm not the only one out there.
I don't doubt you. I believe there's other people that might enjoy that just as much as you do.
Yes, it is so much fun. I was joking with the kids. I was like, I got my fanny pack and my visor. They don't get it. They know the fanny pack, but they were like, "What are you talking about with a visor?" But yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that was fun. You should go one time.
Bingo. I played bingo years ago.
Yeah.
I think
There was a
around when
guy.
my grandmother was around.
There was a guy. There was a husband and wife. They are probably one of my favorite couples because they're just like he's in it just as bad as she is. Like he's like, "You want that bag? I got this. I'm buying extra cards." Like he's just really into it, and I think you would be like that too if we were to go.
Just spending money.
Yeah, he would anything that came up. He's like, "Here, I'll buy tickets." At the end, he's like,
Okay.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Oh, you went to bingo with friend of the show,
Yes, with Kim.
Kim.
Thanks for reminding me.
And thanks for watching our little podcast of ours. Yanni.
Oh yeah, you forgot to shout her out in the beginning.
Oh yeah, I did. But I got you now. All right.
Yeah.
My sick of this shit is stubborn kids. Yeah, I'm looking right at you guys.
We have a few.
Yes. So what I mean by stubborn kid, I guess it's the world-renowned statement of kids thinking they know more than their parents.
Yes.
We're guilty of it.
Mhm.
My mom told me many things, and I was, you listen, but then you almost like you don't understand it. It's not exactly what you think it is. So I know what's best for me, so I'm gonna do it my way. It doesn't work out.
I know. That's why this time around I think we're taking a different approach.
Yes.
Because I've learned, like, we used to be like, no, don't do it, like, because we know what's going to happen.
Right.
So we would try to prevent it. And then we learned, because then that person just did it behind our back.
Mm-hmm.
So now we learned, they'd tell us, and it's, all right, we'll tell you what we think about it.
It's pretty much kids are going to do what kids are going to do.
Yeah.
It's either you try to relate to them and make them understand from your perspective, or they're just gonna pretend they're listening and do whatever they want.
I know.
So I'm sick of that. Not in a negative way, more of the way like it hurts me that they gotta go through shit.
I know.
So I'm sick of that. I just wish motherfuckers listened. Just listen.
But
just take one. Just one of the many advice I've given. Just take one and see how that works out.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen though.
I know, and it's foolish for me to believe it, but I just wish things were different.
I know, but think about it. They have to go through like the heartbreak and all that
and
in order
that hurt. Nothing hurts me more.
Right, but that'll make them appreciate the person they end up with. Because I know if I went through heartbreak and it made me look at everything different, so I genuinely think it will be good for them, as bad as it's gonna suck for us going through it with them. Because obviously I don't want them hurting, but. Yeah, I don't know. There's no book on how to parent, so
really
just rolling with it.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure other parents can relate.
Yes.
So yeah, that's my sick of this shit.
That's a good one. This week was really tough with them, I think.
Yes, it was. It took a toll on me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hi, Maddie. Hi, Rye. Yeah. Yeah, sure you are.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Moving on to our main topic is...
Yeah.
Do you tell or not tell a friend if they're being cheated on?
All right. So this is. Do you have more like examples, or can I? I don't know if I'm going to put it out there.
Well, what I have here is reasons on why you tell them and reasons why you shouldn't tell them. So you could go on with what you were saying, and then I'll touch on these because I don't know which way you're going to go with it. So let me hear what you got.
I think it's a lose-lose situation, in my opinion, because as a friend, you want to tell them.
Right.
But then on the flip side, you tell them and now you're the enemy.
Correct.
I don't know. I've had very close personal friends, family that this has happened to me with, and we no longer talk. Because
of it.
And what's crazy is they still deal with it because I hear about it through family.
Yep.
So that's what's wild. And from my perspective, I was just looking out as like
someone that gives a fuck.
Yes. Like, and I was always so supportive. You can do better. I'll help you. We can whatever. And yeah, I totally was the enemy. It's crazy. And then they tell the person, and then that person hates you now. And it's like, Jesus. Yeah. Oh, God. It's exhausting. I don't understand it.
Okay. What I have here is arguments for telling them as a friend, you have a responsibility to be honest and act in your friend's best interests.
Right.
Next one is by informing them, you are empowering them for future relationships, avoiding emotional and psychological damage. also there's a possibility that they can work through their issues and reconcile if made aware of the situation.
Yeah.
That's the reason to tell them.
Right. I'm with it.
I'm partially with it. Because these things only go off of the person you're talking to. Because if the person is not immature or willing to, if the person is immature or not willing to listen to what you're saying, none of this will help.
Right.
You're trying to make somebody, trying to give somebody that push to make them psychologically smarter and avoid damage, emotional damage. But if they're already a weak-minded person,
yeah,
this is falling on deaf ears.
Exactly.
So I don't technically agree with everything here. Arguments for not telling is they may act negatively, leading to a strained or even broken friendship. I agree.
Yeah.
Info may be false or you don't have concrete evidence. So sometimes you could have an assumption that their person is doing something and it could be totally wrong. So there's that 50-50.
I would never say anything.
No, I would never bring no shit to nobody.
See, the situations I said something, I physically was there and seen what went on.
Yeah.
I would never, if I thought it, I would never say it. You'll never catch me saying nothing. Just because I don't have nothing to back it up. Yeah, I need proof.
And then in another case, they say some people are private. So they're, because of their privacy, you knowing that offends them. So now you're kind of breaking up their, if you get these people that on the outside, they come off like they got this happy home and they're private and everything to them is secluded.
Yeah.
So then if somebody was to learn something like that and tell you, you now would get defensive and basically tell you, which my last one is, to mind your business.
Yeah.
I'm more on the not telling side. I feel like I'm protecting, I feel like I'm being a friend still in a sense. Yeah. Now, I'm not going to watch you look like a total fucking fool.
Right.
You know what I mean? Certain things I may like overlook, but it's hard, that's a hard situation to be in.
Right.
To be a friend now, do you tell or do you not tell? I had a situation like that. I didn't say anything. I was confronted. Yo, that's you could have told me or you could have let me know. Then I went about it after the fact because that same couple stayed together after that. The girl cheated again.
Wow.
And this time I told him, and somehow it got flipped around and I'm trying to break up their relationship.
Oh, God.
So I'm just done with that shit.
Listen,
I'm staying. So I'm on the not telling side because it doesn't pay to be truthful.
It doesn't. And it's a shame because I know there is people out there that would genuinely want to know. Like I would want to know, and I wouldn't blame that person. Like that, I don't understand what mindset you have to be in to be like, no, you're wrong. The problem.
Yeah.
Not that person. Like, get the what? I don't know. I personally would like to know. But I also understand that person not wanting to put themselves in that situation.
I get both sides.
Yeah.
The telling and not telling.
Because it comes from a person with good intentions.
Yeah.
90% of the time.
And it goes back to what you said. I hope your information is factual.
Yeah.
Because then you could really do damage with that.
Yeah.
You could have fucked up a happy home that was never a problem with.
Right.
But the telling is hard, man.
It is.
I would like to definitely hear different opinions in the comments on that situation because I tried it one way and I also tried it the other way. And either way, I came out as the bad guy.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm my own FBI agent, so I don't ever need anyone in that situation because once I get an inkling of anything, I'm kind of psycho.
Definitely.
Remember, should I tell them a story back in the day?
Of what?
When we were dating. Sony.
Oh, that situation?
Yeah. Or save it for another episode.
Yeah, you can save that.
All right. Well, that's a juicy one.
All right.
Stay tuned. Eventually you'll hear it.
Yeah, and that's all I have on the topic. So I would suggest to anyone that may listen and is actually going through the situation is, I guess, know the person you're talking to.
Yeah.
If you really know that person, then whatever decision you come up with is probably the best.
Right.
Because in the cases of mine, I thought I knew the person. and I truly didn't.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's all I got for that topic. You got anything?
No, not for that topic. I was trying to find. I wasn't trying to be rude, but I was trying to find. There was a question, and it was real. It was on the news, and it was a debate, and I thought it would be cool to bring up in this. I don't know how it was worded. It was something like, "Is it healthy, or should you know your partner's password or passcodes?"
To the devices?
Anything like.
Oh, online,
Yeah,
phone, everything.
that was a debate that they were having on the news, and I was like, "That's a really good question."
Should you know your partner's
Yeah,
passwords?
like, is it a red flag if you don't know your partner's passwords, codes?
I think it depends on the level of the relationship.
Yeah.
You're not gonna be my girlfriend for 2 months and think you're gonna know my information, or even 6 months.
I agree. I even think dating, you shouldn't
Dating,
be
I
all
don't
up in
think I
that.
need to tell you my shit.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, I do agree with you, and I do. As far as marriage goes, I do think. Well, first of all, I don't think you should. If you're doing it to hide shit, that's just odd, in my opinion. But I do think, as far as like, God forbid something were to happen, wouldn't you want to be able like get into like the bank and like my bank, like things like that
As
that
a
you would
wife.
have to. Yes, that you would have to be able to get into.
I
feel
agree.
like you should have passwords for that type of thing. As far as your phone goes, you know my password on my phone. I know yours. Not that we use it.
Right.
But it's just like, I don't have anything to hide. You don't have anything to hide. So why the hell not? I'm not sure. I think
it's married. Okay. With dating, fuck no. You don't need to know my shit. But if it goes into where we met each other and we're going through the process, I had my shit, you had your shit.
Yeah.
That's fine. I'm not looking to get anything we gain after the fact. If we get married, then yeah, we should know each other's shit.
Right.
But if you had accounts and shit like that, I don't need to know them accounts numbers. I don't need to know your Facebook login. I don't need to know none of those things because that's something that was going on before me. I think if I demand some shit like that, that's a little insecurity on my behalf. Anything we gain after us saying we're husband and wife, then yeah, it's ours now. It's our thing. Is you know what I mean? It's not yours and mine and shit like that. You could have that as to show individuality in relationship. I agree with that. Not everything should just be me and you, me and you, me and you. You could have some things. You could have your own little outlet. But anything that grows after the marriage is ours. If you had private shit before, that should stay your private shit. If you're willing not to explain that to your partner, that's on you and your partner. But don't demand it. I don't agree with demanding that. If you had something like you say you had your bank accounts and stuff like that, or you got your social media and stuff like that, I shouldn't be coming to you now. I need to check your shit.
Well,
I need that information. Yeah. Because your follow-up question would be why?
Right.
What am I gonna say to that? Oh, because I'm insecure and I need to see what's going on your Facebook.
Right.
That's the reality of it. Mm-hmm. So yeah, if coming into a relationship, I don't need to tell you shit. You don't need to tell me shit.
Yeah.
We're not talking about we're going to be married, spend the rest of our life together. Anything more moving forward from then? Yes, definitely. I agree. Definitely.
Yeah, I do agree. I'm pretty much going to say the same thing. I agree. You should have your own personal things, just that's your personal space in a sense. But I think I couldn't go through a marriage and everything about you is a secret. I couldn't do it.
Same.
It's just odd to me because I'm like,
the fuck are we doing?
Right.
It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. That's good.
You're right.
Mm-hmm. What is next?
That was it. We don't have anything else and there's nothing on the board.
Oh, yeah. No, bring it back home.
No, we don't have anything for this.
I do still have that anonymous thing on all of our social medias if you want to send stuff in. You can even comment. You can DM. I have my own personal one if you don't feel comfortable writing the homesick one. We do have the homesick one.
You got the info for that? Or where they can find it?
Well, our Instagram, homesick.
It's on our Instagram?
Yeah. Okay. I'm on there. I'm in the followers.
Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
That girl list. There's an underscore in there somewhere. I probably should have that. I'll make sure it pops up on the screen. Sorry.
All right. Guess we're closing out.
No,
I want to thank everyone for listening and tuning in. God bless, and we'll talk later.
Yes. See you.
This is Homesick Podcast.
Oh my God.